Today I'm just going to briefly go through what we think is important for supplier relationships, and that's to form a framework. It's really important when you've got a whole range of different suppliers that you actually focus on the right ones. So we use this document to provide that framework for you. Again, it has a revision record, which is really important. And we also talked again about document ownership. And you really do need people within an organisation to actually take ownership of these documents. But I think one of the most important things for supplier relationship management is to ensure that the executive are talking to the right people in a formal forum. That's not to say that they can't talk to them in an informal setting. That's absolute must. Relationships, people do business with people they like and people they trust. It's not just a tendering process. But I think it's really important that together, some of those strategic suppliers are you really got to focus on the executives, talking to them and having a really robust conversation so that they know that everyone in the organisation is monitoring performance. So if we go through in the index, it's pretty detailed, and then we go through the definitions. So as it says, SRM is a holistic approach to realising full value through proactive and differentiated management of the total supply base. So why do it? Because it's really important to get the value out of the suppliers, but it's also really important that the suppliers know that you're monitoring their performance and they too are getting value from this. You know, it's a really sort of crazy statement that we used to use in the past, win-win, but it really is about that. A happy, good supplier will perform for you. If you're beating them over the head on price, they don't want to work in those environments, and this is what this is all about. It's intended to encourage that win-win. So what we talk about is the roles and responsibilities, the various different working groups, and also really where to focus the most effort, and that's through the process of tiering. So all throughout the documents we talk about high value, high risk, and that is the tier 1. That's where you spend your most attention. Tier 2 being operational long term, really important, and spend time on those, and less so on the operational and low value. So what we provide under the supplier relationship management are charters that are suitable for managing those strategic suppliers and key suppliers. It's a process that organisations should go through because we tend to focus on the things that are potentially easier than more difficult, having difficult conversations. If 80% of your spend is typically with your top 20 suppliers, crazy, but 80-20 seems to work in this example. And then there's usually a substantial transactional tail. So if you can get the most out of your top 20 suppliers in formulating a really good tiering system and charters and keeping minutes of meetings and making sure that contractors and suppliers are performing, that's actually paramount to the success of your business. If you have any questions about supplier relationship management, please don't hesitate to go for a free consultation. These documents are there to provide support for your team, and we're more than happy to assist. Thank you.